Hi, everybody. So today we're going to look at Gus's Groceries. We want to pay some employees. First thing I'm going to have you do is add a worksheet down here, call it employee, and move it to the front. Now I've got several because I have several different versions of this file, but you're not going to start a new file. You're just going to start a new sheet down here and call it employee. I will give you the employee information in a PDF. So you've got the hours they worked, you've got the rate of pay. Now to figure that rate of pay, you're going to add this column in, is going to be B2 multiplied by C2 to get our rate of pay. And then I also formatted that to currency. So that formula looks similar to when we wrote a formula for our Gus's October and such. So the overtime hours I've put here, and we're going to figure out what the overtime pay is. So that formula looks a little bit differently because it varies person to person. We always start our formulas out with the equals, parentheses. We have C2, which shows our rate of pay, and then we're going to multiply it by 1.5. So for Gus's employees, their overtime is time and a half. And that remains constant for all employees. That's why it's represented as a number versus a cell. This is going to be multiplied by the number of hours that they worked, okay? And the reason that, this is important is when I fill this down for the formula, you'll see some people have zeros, that they didn't work any overtime, and so there was nothing to calculate. Well, anything times 0, 0. Now, over here, this is a different formula we're going to write, which is the total pay. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this regular pay, and then we're going to add the overtime to it. So it's going to go equal. Now, if I didn't have the regular pay in here, I could have done that formula here. I'm going to go ahead and just simply put this, okay, D2, and then add, whoops, I apologize, add this. Okay, and I'm going to put my parentheses in because it's good form here. Now, what I've already figured is the rate of pay. I've already figured the overtime. I'm simply adding those two together. And what you'll notice is it automatically went to currency. The reason is that in the formula, that D2 is formatted as currency. So that carries over into this. So if I pull that down, okay, you're going to see that that currency come down. Now, if I had wanted to, I could have done that here. I didn't for rate of pay. The next thing we're going to look at is we're going to look at our functions. Functions are preset formulas. So I'm going to click into B13 because I want to add this column. So by clicking the function, it automatically adds our equal sign. We're going to select sum, hit OK. Now, the cool thing about it, it already predicted what we were probably going to want to do. And that cell range is B2 to B12, okay? If this is correct, then I'm going to hit OK, which it is. All right, so it carries down what the total number of hours worked by all of our employees. And if I want to do that for all of my columns, this fill handle, click and drag it over, and it added everything for us. Okay, now the reason this is not formula in currency is because this wasn't. So I can formulate that as I want. But this is the function, this fx, okay? The other formulas I could, whoops, I gotta get out of that cell. The other formulas I could have done were if I wanted to average, if hyperlink count, max, all kinds of fun stuff. Now, I just want to show you one average. So if I wanted to figure out the average rate of pay at my business, I could click on this FX, average, hit OK. Now, it automatically is predicting that I want to add up all the numbers in this column, and that is true, I do want to, and I'll hit OK. So it has, oh, you know what I did? I added this one in. Watch, here, let's undo that. Don't you love it when the teacher makes a mistake? All right, so let's try this again. I'm gonna do here, and I wanna do the average, hit OK, but in my predictor was wrong. I need it to go only through 12, that it was picking up this too. So we're gonna hit OK. Now that looks right. So the average rate of pay is $15.48. Okay. Now, if I wanted the average rate of pay, the fill handle and move it over so that I know my average employee is taking home $526. I'm not figuring taxes, anything like that. So that is how the average function works. And functions are really nice and they save time, but we don't always have to do that. So when I did this, this was a simple formula and I just wrote it myself because it was super easy. The average, that would have taken me more time, so I used the function, okay? But that equal sign lets the computer know it is a formula, okay? So when I click on here, I see the answer, but when I look in the formula bar, it tells me what that is. All right, guys. Thank you.